Oh. Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. Kala Sarpa Jagata Bhakshaka. The serpent of time is the consumer of the multiverse. Time is described here as a snake because a snake doesn't eat fast. A snake eats slowly. Time is like that it keeps eating and eating and eating, and we don't even realize it. For us, we have now invested 4 months in 2022, not into Kala, but into Mahakala, that which is beyond time, that which is timeless. This is why Bhagwan Shiva wears Sarpa, or a snake, that he is the controller of time. Meaningful Mornings is a workshop in a community where we change our investment from that which is subject to time to that which is beyond time. This morning, as we complete our semester, I'm going to mix our flow up, starting with announcements. 1 week from this morning, that is Friday, May 20th, a gift, you may feel that this is a gift, that all of you will have access to, is contemplation by design, an authoritative experience. All 54 mornings of our investment into Dhyana Yoga will be released morning after morning after morning. Starting in a week, for 54 mornings, this will be released for you to have an authoritative experience in contemplation. A week after that, Friday, May 27th, the next set of dates for One with One will be available. 3 weeks of dates were filled in less than 3 days, so please be vigilant about this. If you would like this personal guidance, that's available to you. I'm shifting back to our RAD, our reflection application of the day. It was to practice sustainable eating. I'd given you 3 ways to do that in preparation for our workshop on Sunday, May 22nd. I was recently reading that the Great Barrier Reef that surrounds Australia, this is the largest coral reef ecosystem on Earth. And just this week, they announced that over 90% of it is now bleached. As in, it's too hot, so the reef is dying. And with the reef dying, the creatures die, the waters die, we die. I'm not inferring here. What I'm stating to you are facts. As part of your contentment challenge, which many hundred of you are part of, you would have noticed the bonus, which is dana, or contribution, not to Vivek, not even to this community, but to humanity, which includes animals and plants and stones. Our community is continuing to try to save the earth. In Canada, we have a carbon tax. When you fill up gas, you have to pay more to offset the damage of fossil fuels, but you don't have a choice in that. I can't complain to the gas station agent, I'm not going to pay this. Then don't take gas then. I'm going to read to you a teaching from Srimad Bhagavatam because I know you love Sri Krishna. This is Rishi Shukra's guidance on how we can be happy every day. Dharmaya yashaserthaya kamaya swajanaya cha panchada vibhajan vittam ihamutra cha modate. Ihamutra cha modate. If you want to be happy today, panchada vibhajan vittam, then your resources have to be shared in 5 ways. Kamaya, arthaya, yashase. 60% of your resources should go towards your own pleasure, possession, position, the individuality. Swajanaya, 20% should go towards your people. That is family and community. This is the point I really want us to tune into. Dharmaya, 20% has to go towards facilitating dharma, sustainability. 20% to society and humanity. So as we continue to reflect on Prithvi Seva Sangha, please take these words as a wake-up call. This was shared thousands of years ago, and still we are not following. Your raw, your reflection adventure of the weeks until we recommence on June 1st. The first week of June, we are going to release our next Swatantra Guide. The next course for you to experience independently, to be independent. And this will be on living the Gita. An entire course for you to read and listen and write and reflect on living the Gita. This is based on every one of Prince Arjuna's questions and every one of Shri Krishna's answers to these. So though Meaningful Mornings is going to be completed formally, it never ends. It is our fortune that it never ends. In verses 12 to 14, Shri Krishna identifies those who only feel the money. You can interpret that as money, M-O-N-E-Y, or money as in the pearl, and they do not feel the sutra. Why are people like this? In verse 15, Shri Krishna shares, people are like this. People cannot engage in prapadyante, being more authentic and deep, because of papa. Papa technically means sin. Practically, papa is when you feel you are ordinary. You feel you are the body, you feel you are the mind, and so you live accordingly. Those who are subjected to this sense of being ordinary are really tamasic. They are asleep to who they are. And all they do keeps them asleep. Specifically, they live for apara prakriti. They feel they're lower, they live accordingly. They live for dharma, artha, kama, which I just described as the individuality. In the language of the Upanishad, they live for preya, the path of least resistance. Shri Krishna gives a gradation of people who are subject to this ordinariness. He calls them dushkritina. Some are selfish. More deeply, some are immoral. More deeply, some are vicious. And most deeply, some are demonic. They look like humans, but they are not humans. What Sri Krishna is trying to encourage us to do, and this will come out clearly in verse 16, is that whatever we're doing, we should be doing to wake ourselves up, that we are extraordinary, to lift ourselves up to para prakriti. And this is practically facilitated by prapadyante. Prapadyante means to surrender. Surrender to the trust triangle. Our Sadguru, our Shastra, our Bhagwan, because they are the ones who can exude grace. In Sanskrit, this is called kripa. Maya makes the impossible possible. Kripa also makes the impossible possible. So what is the antidote to Maya? It is kripa. It makes Maya, which we're feeling is possible right now, back to being impossible. That my nature is joy and there are no buts. Verse 16, a famous verse, a powerful verse. This is the verse I wanted us to complete our semester with. Chaturvida bhajante mam, jana sukratino arjuna, artho jignasur artharthi, jnani cha bharatarshabha. By show of hands, how many of you know about this verse? Okay, good. Chaturvida, a design of 4, bhajante ma. There are people who seek me. There are 4 personality types that seek me. These personality types, for us to practically feel, is really based on timelines, based on intensities. The lowest type of seeker feels like they have lots of time and so little intensity. The highest seeker, I have little time. I need to be with Sri Krishna now. So they have a high intensity. That is how to understand these differences in seekers. Janaha, these people, Sukritina, Arjuna. Arjuna, they are not Dushkritina. 4 types of those who are feeling they're ordinary. Verse 15. These are 4 types of seekers who feel they are extraordinary. Verse 16. See the master teacher creating his own frameworks. We just have to connect the dots. Generally, Sri Krishna is sharing now that everyone is seeking me. Everyone. even the asura. But the difference is, those who are dushkritina, they're living for dukkha nivritti. Their strategy, escape from pain. That is the way they feel closer to Sri Krishna. Sukritina, those who are seekers, not searchers so much. They're living for sukha prapti. They want to embrace peace. That is how they're trying to be with Sri Krishna. So everyone is a seeker. The practicality of this is not to judge others, to accept. Artho jignasuhu artharthi jnani cha bharatarshava. Bharata, Prince Arjuna. Rishabha, you should know clearly. There are four expressions of evolution in seekers. Here's what they are. I'm reordering this from the lowest seeker to the most advanced seeker. The lowest, artha. One who seeks the divine when they are in adversity. More evolved, artha, arthi. The one who seeks the divine for prosperity. Number 3, more evolved, jignasu. The one who seeks the divine because that is the purpose of their life. And number 4, the jnani, the one who does not seek the divine. Why? Because they are divine. Everyone else is too, but they know it. Sharing 2 more quick references because you have lots of time to reflect now. The lowest seeker is living for kama or pleasure. More evolved, seeking artha or possession. More evolved, the jignasu in this context is living for dharma or position. And the most evolved, the jnani, who's living for moksha. Here's another framework. According to Madhusudana Saraswati, these are personalities for you to reflect on. The artaha is Devi Draupadi. She's in adversity. She seeks the divine. Artharthi, Sugriva. He wants prosperity, correct? The jignasu, Raja Janaka. Always wanting to know more and more and more about the divine. And the jnani, Bhakta Prahlada. He knew the divine is in the pillar, is in his father, everywhere. In summary, we are all bhaktas. And the purpose of our life is to be a jnani, because in chapter 2, verse 25, Shri Krishna says, Prajahati yada kaman. The one who doesn't desire to know vastness, they are tushta. They know vastness. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene. My prayers to our Sadguru Shishya Parampara, to our map, to Sri Krishna, to grace us unreservedly with kripa for Maya to be dissolved. be joy.